Do you struggle to make all of your colleagues feel included in hybrid work? Do some of your employees feel more excluded than others in a hybrid work setting? Stay with me because I'm going to show you 3 techniques that professionals like you can use in order to foster inclusion in hybrid work. Let's do this. My name is Perrine Fark and you may have read my book or read about me on Computer Weekly or TechRun. But the one thing I love to do is to help professionals like you become more inclusive leaders. Today, I'm going to talk to you about 3 techniques that professionals like you can use to foster inclusion in hybrid work. Research shows that 98% of people would choose to work remotely, at least part-time, for the rest of their careers. I'm going to show you how to support your team to embrace hybrid work whilst feeling included, and I'm going to do that by sharing my top 3 tips to do this. Tip number 1, develop your managers and team leaders. That means mitigating distance bias through training and workshops for managers to educate them on how to acknowledge important employees outside their direct proximity, such as by calling on remote colleagues first in a meeting before discussing with the room. Maybe one of the most critical skills that should be taught in a training is teaching managers how to manage by outputs rather than inputs. Everyone who has a responsibility for talent should be trained on the fact that value comes from the quality of the work rather than the time spent in an office chair. Tip number 2, review communication channels. Describe which channels should be used for various types of communications across email, chat apps, meetings, etc. Encourage more inclusive practices such as choosing to use group email threads where project discussions are visible to everyone rather than one-to-one email threads that exclude people who should be in the loop. One-to-one meeting structure should be reviewed to ensure that they allow sufficient time for feedback from each employee about their work setting. Overall, documenting conversations via digital channels rather than using only in-person conversations that don't include the wider team should become the new normal in hybrid work. Tip number 3, organize in-person team building activities. Research revealed that 35% of the variation in a team's performance can be accounted for simply by the number of face-to-face exchanges among team members. The research also found that social time turns out to be deeply critical to team performance, often accounting for more than 50% of positive changes in communication patterns, even in a setting as efficiency-focused as a call center. Managers and team leaders should plan in-person team building events once authorities allow it, even if these are optional to attend. So there you have it, 3 tips that professionals like you can use in order to foster inclusion in hybrid work. My name is Perrine Fark. I'm an author, keynote speaker who does workshops on topics like this virtually and in person. If you liked what you saw today, subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. I'll see you next time.